Venice. Here we are, about 5 days after leaving Rome. Not only are we in Venice, but we're actually in summer. Yesterday the temperature was sort of nudging 30 degrees and we're still in April. The woman in the campground here said this is unusual and normally it's June, so we're quite happy. We're ready for some sightseeing, but before that we thought you might be interested in some of the places that we visited between here and Rome.
Starting off with the hilltop town of Orvieto.
Mambo Italiano.
So we're here in Orvieto. Behind me is the Duomo, and you'll notice that it's quite stripy. We've seen a few of these stripes churches. Apparently they are a Roman thing and they're quite typical for the churches here in central and northern Italy. The town itself is really pretty. What I like about Orvieto is that you don't actually have to walk all the way up it because you can take the funicular, which is what we did, and it's full of really gorgeous ceramic shops.
And from there we went to Trevi. Now Trevi is a small little village, again on top of a hill. I don't think anyone's heard of it, but it's just a sweet little village. They sell great gelato. If you want to go to Italy and get gelato, Trevi is the place.
It did seem a bit like a tourist place though, in that the shops were, I don't know, they had that kind of high-class tourist kind of feel. There wasn't really anyone there at all when we were there, but you did get the feeling that it could be fairly popular come summertime.
We must have been in the wrong place if it was a high-class tourist destination.
Probably. Trevi, we decided to go to Assisi because it wasn't very far up the road, but before going there we thought we should do some shopping. Now the supermarket was only 7 kilometres from Trevi, but how long did it end up taking us?
Should we say a nice round 50 kilometres.
Because?
So, well, a combination of sat-nav and me being unwilling to change lanes, and we found ourselves on a very, very nice road. Unfortunately the road had no exits for about 18 kilometres, so down the road we went until we got to an exit, turned around and came back, but it was a very nice road.
It was good, and we did discover that the Italians are very good at building tunnels through mountains, so we went through some pretty awesome tunnels.
I still have no regrets about not changing lanes. It's better to err on the side of safety, I think.
So then we made it to Assisi. Awesome campsite there. I say campsite, it was actually sort of someone's front yard that looked onto Assisi itself, so that was pretty cool.
It was actually a farmer who had a paddock facing Assisi, and obviously he woke up with the idea that he could charge a bit of money for people to park on his front lawn, so that's what we did.
And we loved Assisi. I think of all the places we've been to so far, I don't know, it's possibly my favourite.
It hasn't been contaminated. You could walk around the streets and there's almost nothing from the 21st century, unless you look really closely. You see the odd TV aerial, but it hasn't been contaminated. No McDonald's, no Coca-Cola, just everything's in keeping.
And good gelato and no crowds. Well, not at this time of the year anyway.
done rather well today. We've just pulled up to the campsite on the edge of the hilltop town of Assisi. Not a bad view, and it really does feel like you're in Italy. Yep, good choice.
We're here in Assisi at the Basilica of St Francis. Absolutely beautiful inside. You can't take any photos, so we can't show you, but that just means you need to come and see it for yourself. It's got the most beautiful hand-painted frescoes, characters with a lot of emotion in their faces. Well worth a visit.
And high on a hill.
High on a hill.
With a view to match. And Assisi was just about the highest point in our trip, and then we went down to the coast, great road, and that took us down to Ravenna, the sort of the river flats in the north.
Don't want a tarantella, hey mambo. No more the mozzarella, hey mambo. Mambo Italiano, try an enchilada with the fish bacala and an egg umba. I love how you dance rumba, but take some of advice, paesano.
We don't always wake up to beautiful sights. Sometimes we wake up in a car park. But to be fair, this car park is on the edge of Ravenna. It's a site set up for motorhomes. There's water, there's facilities over there, and there's no cost to us. So the city's happy, we're happy, and again, it's a means to an end. And now we can head north.
This is the Basilica of San Vitale here in Ravenna. It is 1500 years old. It has some pretty amazing Byzantine mosaics as well as some quite awesome looking frescoes.
And the last stop before Venice was the little town of Adria, which I thought was a very nice town. It had a canal, so you felt like you were getting close to Venice. Had good supermarkets, had a great sosta for us to park at, and again, it was a great place to jump off before we got here.
And we really noticed as we drove to Adria the change in the landscape. So we sort of basically went from those rolling hills of Umbria with all the vineyards and olive groves to this really flat land up here that's very heavily agricultural. Lots of fruit trees, lots of vegetables growing, I think. But yeah, quite a different landscape.
I think the word you're looking for is horticulture.
Horticultural, yeah. One thing we have noticed here in Italy, there are lots of roadworks. And to be fair, their roads are not in the best condition in places. So lots of potholes and lots of people resurfacing.
Mambo Italiano, try an enchilada with the fish bacala and an egg umba. I love how you dance rumba.
In Adria, which is a small town up here about 50k from Venice, we have found this awesome sosta. Neil found it on Camper Contact. best thing about it is it has free electricity, which is really unusual. But we're surrounded by this pretty little town. We've got a canal over that way, beautiful sunshine. We're going to go and check it out.